purpose of this study was to determine the effect of social skills lessons on kindergarten behavior and attitudes regarding the classroom climate. The strategy was to teach a series of 5 social skills lessons. My kindergarten class of 14 students participated in this study. Behavior was tracked using Class Dojo, a free classroom management application for smartphone or tablet, for 5 days, both before and after teaching social skills lessons. An attitude survey regarding classroom climate was given to students the day before teaching social skills lessons, and again the day after teaching the lessons. The results of the study showed a noticeable decrease in 3 negative behaviors: not following directions, tattling, and use of unkind words. However, no change was shown on the attitude survey. The National Association of School Psychologists argued, good social skills are critical to successful functioning in life. However, some students enter kindergarten without the social skills necessary to be successful. Unfortunately, not all students have the privilege of attending a high-quality preschool where these skills are often nurtured. In addition, parents of young children may be unaware that there are non-academic skills necessary to be successful in school. Or, parents may not know how to develop those social skills in their children. In some cases, children lack social skills due to a disability, developmental delay, or traumatic experience. Children with poor social skills are at risk for developing more challenging behaviors and may have difficulty forming relationships with teachers and peers. When several children in a classroom lack social skills, the entire class is affected. The number of negative behaviors increase, students have difficulty getting along with one another, and a negative classroom climate develops. This raises 2 important questions. Would teaching whole group social skills lessons have an impact on the number of negative behaviors observed? And how would the teaching of social skills lessons affect students' attitudes regarding the classroom climate? In this study, 1 group pre-test, post-test research designs were used for both qualitative and quantitative data. The goals of the study were to reduce the number of negative behaviors observed across a span of 5 days, and to improve students' attitudes regarding the classroom climate. Research-based support for change. Students with strong social skills have a much higher likelihood of academic achievement. According to the National Association of School Psychologists, the extent to which children and adolescents possess good social skills can influence their academic performance, behavior, social and family relationships, and involvement in extracurricular activities. Jones, Greenberg, and Crowley also noted, success in school involves both social, emotional, and cognitive skills because social interaction, attention, and self-control affect readiness for learning. Fox and Lentini stated, research shows that when educators teach children the key skills they need to understand their emotions and the emotions of others, handle conflicts, problem solve, and develop relationships with peers, their problem behavior decreases. Because one goal of this study was to reduce the number of negative behaviors observed, these behaviors were tracked over a period of 5 days immediately prior to implementation of the intervention, and were tracked again over a period of 5 days immediately following the intervention. The teacher used Class Dojo application for iPhone to track the behaviors. The negative behaviors tracked were arguing, disrespect, non-compliance, talking out, tattling, touching, unkind words, unsafe, and other. Students were taught a series of 5 social skills lessons. Each lesson was approximately 20 minutes long. Lessons were taught to the whole group, 1 lesson per day over a period of 5 days, and at the same time each day during morning meeting. Lessons taught were, in order, the difference between telling and tattling, asking for help, the turtle technique for dealing with anger and frustration, problem-solving steps, and Solution Kit. The second goal of this study was to improve students' attitudes regarding the classroom climate. Students completed an attitude survey the day before implementation of the intervention and the day after implementation was complete. The survey consisted of 20 questions regarding the students' feelings about the teacher and classmates. The directions and questions were read aloud, and students were given approximately 5 seconds to circle each answer on the answer sheet. Quantitative data was collected on the number of negative behaviors observed across a period of 5 days prior to implementation of the intervention. These numbers were compared to the number of the same negative behaviors observed across a period of 5 days immediately following the intervention. As shown on this graph, 3 behaviors showed considerably reduced numbers from pre-intervention to post-intervention: noncompliance, tattling, and unkind words. While the numbers of arguing, disrespect, talking out, touching, and unsafe behaviors did decrease after teaching social skills lessons, the amount of the decrease was not as significant. Qualitative data was collected in the form of an attitude survey, administered to students the day before beginning the intervention, and again the day after completing the intervention. On the attitude survey, students circled their answers. They circled a smiling face symbol if they would answer yes to the question, a straight face symbol if their answer to the question would be maybe or sometimes, and a sad face symbol if they would answer the question with a no. In order to compare the results on the pre- and post-intervention surveys, all answers were given a numerical value. A smile symbol or yes answer was given a value of 3. A straight face symbol, meaning maybe or sometimes, received a value of 2, and a sad face symbol, meaning no, was equal to 1. In several instances, questions were left unanswered, or students had circled more than one answer for a single question. These were considered invalid and were not assigned a value. The numerical values for all students' answers for each question were then totaled and divided by the number of valid responses to that question to get an average response value for each question. This allowed for easy comparison of the average value for each question on the pre-test to the average value of the same question on the post-test. Average values for the pre-test ranged from 2.5 to 3.0. Average values on the post-intervention survey ranged from 2.33 to 3.0. The change in average value from the pre-test to post-test survey for all questions was small, with the largest change, positive or negative, being a mere 0.22. In addition, an overall average value was calculated for each survey by combining all average values and dividing by 20 the number of questions. The overall average value for both pre-intervention survey and the post-intervention survey was 2.71. The findings suggest that the implementation of teaching social skills did have an effect on reducing the number of negative behaviors observed over a period of 5 days. 3 behaviors in particular, noncompliance, tattling, and unkind words, showed a significant decrease in number after implementation of the intervention. This result was somewhat surprising, as only one of these behaviors was directly addressed in the social skills lessons taught: tattling. It can be inferred that the reduced number of unkind words was an indirect result of implementing the social skills teaching. Perhaps students no longer needed to resort to unkind words. They now had more appropriate strategies to use in situations where before they may have resorted to using unkind words. The one behavior that occurred the most, talking out, seemed to be affected only slightly, if at all, by the implementing of the social skills lessons. However, this behavior was not addressed in the social skills lessons. It can be hoped that teaching the appropriate behavior through additional social skills lessons would reduce this behavior as well. The comparison of the 2 surveys yielded somewhat surprising results. While there was very little change in student attitudes, The overall value of both surveys was 2.71, with the highest possible value being 3.0. An overall average value of 2.71 suggests a fairly positive attitude toward classroom climate to begin with. There are some possible explanations for the survey yielding unexpected results. For one, all of the questions were meant to yield a positive answer. Students may have been able to infer this and chose positive answers because they thought it was expected. Additionally, there were a total of 21 invalid responses on the pre-test and 9 invalid responses on the post-test. This implies students may not have understood how to respond correctly. The reduction in number of negative behaviors suggests that time spent teaching social skills to kindergarten students is worthwhile. Giving students the proper tools to deal with emotions, ask for help, and solve problems greatly reduced the number of occurrences of non-compliance, tattling, and unkind words. In the words of Fox and Lentini, if young children with problem behavior are missing key social and communication skills, then a next step is to teach them those skills. The findings of this study will be shared with the researcher's administrator in order to encourage school-wide teaching of social skills, and with other kindergarten teachers. Countless kindergarten students enter school without strong social skills, but these important skills can be developed.